tomorrow, so you have 4v4 teams and our 7v7 teams to the second. Okay? That's not really. Okay? And then number two, this is a work in progress. Everything that we do, we review, we analyze, we go back through it again, and we keep moving forward. So maybe the next part of this is we do some stuff on videos as we go through it. So, style of play. There's a style of play. Okay? It's how we would like to play at any given moment within the game. It should be flexible, so that we can deal with the time in the game, the score of the game, the weather conditions, the opponent, maybe even your own team. So you got to take all these things into consideration when you figure out how you want your team to play. So within the moments of the game, we've got to tackle. Think about your style of play for your team. Give me some ideas on things that you would want your team to do in this moment of the game.
Quick passes.
Quick passes. The ball. What's that?
Aggressive to the ball.
Attacking. Making run. Attacking moment game. Your team has possession of the ball.
Create width.
Okay, and whip. What's that?
Through ball.
Through balls. Okay. So for me, my attacking style of play, my team needs to play simple, quick, accurate, and moving. That's my attacking style of play. The first three words, right there, I read a lot of books. I'm reading about, I read 20 years ago, about a very famous Wolverhampton Wanderers manager called Stan Collins, coached in the 1950s. His style of play, attacking, simple, quick, and accurate passes. It hasn't changed that much, even though it's changed a lot. Okay? Transition to defend. What about your style of play in that moment? What would you want your teams to do when we transition to defend? Just lost the ball. Ideas? Start. Okay, recovery runs. What else?
Communication.
Communication. Support.
Being small. When you lose the ball, you go small.
Immediate pressure on the ball. You lost it, went back. These are just some parts of my style, of the way our teams on the ECRL look at play. Okay? So defending, we break our style of play down into the different environments within the team. So the forwards, our forwards predict play, force the ball inside. Midfield, your job is to win the first ball, compete for the first ball, collect the second ball. And the back line, your job is to keep your shape and defend your space behind us. Back space. So that's my defending style of play. Transition to attack. Ideas? Just one. What do you want your team to do?
Paul, when you talk about your transitional piece with defense, and then you focused on being flexible, but where do you want to set that block up, right? Maybe you don't want to put immediate pressure depending on the level of opponent you're playing, right? So the line's lower, you don't give up that space behind, right? And that talked about that flexibility.
Okay, so the way I approach this is I wanted to define style of play, and then just give you some examples as opposed to, because we're trying to get to step plays. So I'm just giving you some examples about how our ECRL teams are kind of structured. So yeah, there are time and places to high press, times to drop off. Okay, these are just examples. So transition to attack, connect the first pass forward if possible. Okay? And then you have set plays. You should have a concept or a style of play on how you conduct set plays. So for us, we are organized. That's an example. So defensive set play, style of play. How we defend a set play. Number one, there are no quick restarts. Delay every free kick. any way you can. Match their numbers around the ball. If they have 2 players on the wall on the halfway line, we have 2 players. And then from that point, you track runners. If one of them runs over the ball, one of your players tracks that play. Okay? Organized. How many players are in the wall? Who is in the wall? What is the stature of the wall? How is it aligned? And then we'll talk about the +1 player as we keep going. We have an aggressive mentality. We're going to attack the ball. We're not going to allow the ball to bounce whenever possible. Now, we are talking about girls or female soccer players. Okay? And it's a little different, maybe boys and girls, their ability, not ability, but attitude to attacking the ball in the air. Okay? But we don't want it to bounce. Okay? Sorry. Okay, so transition mentality. We are defending the set play, but can we set up the counterattack once that set play is done? Okay? Offensive style play. Quick, short restarts. So if we are defending this goal, from here to here, we're going to try for a quick restart. Put your hand on the ball, play fast. Let's get the game back going again. Play short as opposed to long. Okay? In the offensive good, everything is very deliberate. We've practiced it, we've gone over it. Okay? Yes, we can be creative within those set plays. Okay? But everything is deliberate. Slow things down. Get yourself organized. Make sure that they can count. Free kicks. Make sure you have a specific kicker, left foot, right foot. Make sure you know what target areas they're going to be aiming for. Make sure you understand how many players you're going to put forward. Corners. We're going to talk about how we frame the goal, the timing. Okay, so my teams have 4 corner kick options. Okay? And they understand that all 4 of them, to a certain extent, we still got to keep working at it. With different options. Throw-ins, maintaining possession. Okay, defending free kick rules. Okay, this is the basis of all our training sessions on defending free kicks. No quick free kick. When you're going to set a wall, set it at 6 yards. Okay? Slow the kick down. Set your wall at even 5 yards. Prevent them from playing fast. Goalkeeper, until the referee points to his whistle and says on the whistle, the goalkeeper does not leave the center of the goal line. Okay? They're not lining up the wall until the referee points to his whistle. They stay central. Communicate quickly the numbers and the position. Stature of the wall. If it's a wide, then you want your tall players defending the cross. If it's a shot, then you want the tall players in the wall. Okay? Also, if it's a left foot or a right foot kicker on the ball. Once that ball moves 4 or 5 steps, the ball is wasted. So break the wall. The ball travels sideways, laterally, 4 or 5 steps, then go charge down the ball. Okay? Because the wall is not of any use at that point. Okay? When they take the free kick, all the players are here and they push up on their toes. They do not jump. Okay? Stand up, do not twist. It's stand up straight, up on your toes as they approach the ball. Match up player for player around the ball. Track runners depending on which dominant foot kicker is still on the ball. So you're going to see a bunch of photographs and we'll explain all this stuff. But those are the rules that we have for defending free kicks and a direct on goal. Okay? So here is your field. There's your 6-yard line. There's your 18-yard line. The different colors represent how many players you have in the wall. So ball is out in the purple zone, you just have 2 on the wall.
How many?
2. Says it right there. If it's this, This color here, 5 in the wall, +1. Now, these are based on my experiences with the female game. With the boys, you may need fewer in the wall based upon size. Okay? So different numbers based upon where the ball is placed. Okay, so again, delay the restart. So this is a free kick, falling in this space right here. Okay? Delay the restart, set the ball at 6, goalkeeper stays central until the referee points to the whistle. +1 protects the far post. Statute depends on the kicker. On the toes, tenses the ball is hit, tense their bodies. That way it doesn't hurt as much. And the ball moves laterally, moving 4 steps, break the wall, attack the wall. Drag ground is based on dominant foot. So all of these things you're going to see in the pictures that we're going to go through. So, if you see here, you have a yellow tape measure. Okay, you'll see how that works in the next slide. So you're going to set the wall at 5 to 6 steps. Prevent a quick free kick. Wait for the referee signal. Goalkeeper stays central until the referee signals on the whistle. Taller players in the wall, it's a shot. Okay? So again, you have the yellow tape measure, goes in between the outside player and the player next to them. And then this one marks out the far post. And the ball would be about here. Goalkeeper puts their hand on the post. And there's a long out yellow tape measure. Goalkeeper waits for the referee's signal, stays central. On that whistle, they put their hand on the post. Second player from the outside, so this player right here, would turn and face the goalkeeper, just they align the wall. Line up the ball and the gap between the last two players, which is that yellow strip right here.
So Paul, you're looking at a full body beyond that near post? Is that what you're?
Yes.
Okay.
On toes, don't jump or twist. Okay, so right there is your +1 player. You have your 4 lined up here on the yellow tape. The goalkeeper is in the gap. So the +1 player, once the referee places the ball, they stand in front of the ball, put their heels on the ball, they look at the inside of the far post, and they take 10 steps. So they line themselves up directly in line, which is where that yellow marker there is. They protect the far post. So you've got the 4 +1.
Out of curiosity, why don't you just have one player go and stand right in front of the ball right away?
What's that?
Why don't you just have one player go stand in front of the ball right away?
Get yellow carded.
Well, I mean, if they kick it into you,
No.
or is that a
No.
yellow card now?
It's a yellow card.
It's been that way for years.
All right, I didn't.
And they put it in the rule book years ago.
What's that?
You said it's a 4 5 you can't isolate it.
Well, if you do it at 6 yards, and the ball's in 1 yard,
You're asking.
okay, so, statute. It's a shot on the wall, your college players are in the wall. If you notice, they're pretty much all the same height.
You stand right in front of the ball.
You have 4 plus the 1 protecting the far post. Set the near post in the gap between the first and second player. +1 defends the far post. Okay? The difference on an indirect free kick from the same space is that you've added an extra player to the outside of the wall. When they touch it, that player now attacks the ball. Okay, so that's the difference between an indirect and a direct free kick in this area of the field. Set up as a direct, additional player to the outside of the wall to attack the kick. When the ball moves laterally, okay, again, it moves more than 5 steps, break the ball, attack the ball.
And Paul, on that indirect, most of the referees are aware of the law, and they have the kid just touch it, instead of the ball revolving one revolution.
No, the rule is they just have to touch it.
Will they change the revolution?
Yes. Now they just have to touch it. Now, we also talk to our players about the referee signal. The referee has their arm up, it's indirect, so all players have to understand it. Okay, so, there are times in the game where you may give up a free kick anywhere inside the 6-yard line. So if you give up a free kick here, they're going to move the ball back to the 6, and it's an indirect free kick from the 6-yard line. Any ideas what might bring that up? Hands up so I know who's saying it.
Procedure, dangerous place.
Dangerous play, goalkeeper picking up a back pass, okay? Could result in this type of situation. In this situation, all the players are on the goal line. Goalkeeper essentially attacks the ball on the touch. Players on the toes, no jumping. You want the tallest players to the outside by the post, and the shortest players in close to the goalkeeper. Okay, free kick, top of the 18. In this area right here, you have. Okay, it's a cross, not a shot. So now your tallest players are in here. So for me, this is my left back, left wing, and number 10. Right in the wall. Okay? This play here is that +1, protecting the far post. You can't see it very well, but the yellow tape measure is right here. Okay? You set your line of these defenders based on this player right here. Tall players defend the cross, +1 defends the far post, match up man-to-man, track runners. Okay? Next one.
Why is your +1 so far off the ball? Is it not shooting at it? Or you have it back further than that?
Because, okay, so she's back there, because it's going to be a cross, not a shot. So she's dropping into an area where I
You're
think
anticipating
cross
cross.
might be played. Okay, so you have a left foot kicker on the ball, a right foot players run across the ball. So what you've done is you play on the outside of the ball, track the run. Your left footer is going to defend the ball that way, so they're going to protect it. The right footer is there. If this player had run, that player would stay there, and that player would track the run. So you track whichever runner leaves with dominant foot is left behind. Okay? Okay. Now we're in a free kick that's at the side of the 6-yard line right here. They have 2 on the ball. We have 2 on the ball. There is that +1. And that's the player that sets the offside line based upon where the ball is. If that ball comes into here as a free kick, then you just defend it like a corner kick. 2 players in the ball. Okay, I would also assign one of these white players in here just to attack space. They don't have man-to-man responsibility. Okay, defending long throws. We have front, 1 player in front, 1 player behind, and then the rest of them, you'll have one of these white players looking to defend the flick on. No man-to-man responsibilities. Everyone else is man-to-man. Goalkeeper stays on the goal line. Not sure why. Okay. Front thrower. And then extra defender flick on. Okay, so defend corners. Again, this is just how we CCRL, they give the coaches flexibility to do a little bit of their own thing. Again, we don't dictate right now. So set up by position and ability. So outside backs are on the post, 2 center backs are on the 6-yard line, okay? 1 number 6 is at the front post, the number 8 is at the back post, you'll see it. Zonal defending, okay? We always attack the ball, assume the player in front of you is gonna miss it. We have various target areas, which would be here and here. Okay, our body position, we are turned to face crosses there, half to the ball, half to the halfway line, so we're standing at an angle. We'll have options on defending short corner kicks and setbacks. Once we clear it, we've got to reshape as fast as we can in transition, which is part of our style of play. So, we have outside backs on the post, goalkeeper, center of the goal. We have a front zone player. We have a line of 3, which is my 2 center backs, and the number 8. And then another line of 3, which would be
The kicker is left footed or right footed, so you change the position of the players.
not so much on that one.
What do you do when they put a player on the keeper?
Leave him, it's up to the keeper. Keeper can deal with it. Defending the short corner. This is my center forward. So when you'll see it on the next slide. We have a transition play, which is the center forward, which is in here for defensive corner from that side. When it's 2-on-2 out wide, if they have 2 players on the ball, okay, the player that was here steps there, and the center forward comes from back here. We got to match up play for player out wide. Transition player drops, first player in the 3rd line steps out, 3rd line adjusts. So that's so this player was here, gone out. These 2 now slide across to create triangles, and then the transition player drops into here when they have 2 on the ball. Okay? So let's say we have a corner kick, or they have a corner kick, and they have a late runner, maybe their right back comes in late and we don't track them, and they set the ball back for that player to serve it 1 touch. In that situation, all defensive players are gonna step out of that 6-yard box and leave any attackers in an offside position in that space. So you just get your players off the post, your front zone player here, steps to the 6, everyone steps to the 6, and hopefully leaves a forward in there in an offside position. Okay, so the players on the post step out, the front zone player attacks the ball, or maybe that player attacks the ball, and you leave this space hopefully with a forward in it. Defend the deep free kick, so this is a free kick that's served close to the halfway line. Okay? This free player here sets the line, we call it the soft spot player. Okay, everyone else is man-to-man, track the runners. As the player attacks the ball, as they are 2 steps from the ball, then all of those white players drop. Okay? We call it drop on the kick. So when they're ready to serve, we're dropping. Set line, drop on the kick, and then again, it's 2-on-2. They have 2 players on the ball, we have 2 of them on the ball. Throw-ins. Okay, so Liverpool FC, maybe one of the, well, it's the only team in England right now, have a throw-in coach. Coach just to teach throw-ins to their first team. His name is Thomas Gronhoff. Okay? His theory, or his thing, is the long, the fast, and the cloud. 3 different ways of dealing with throw-ins. Okay? There are 40 to 60 throw-ins in any regulation yet. So I know a lot of coaches, myself in the past, pay very little attention to throw-ins. But it's a big part of the game. Have some kind of idea or thought on how you're gonna deal with your team having possession of the ball from the throw. Okay? At best, teams retain the ball about 50% of the time on throw-ins. Liverpool went from 45% to 68%. They were the best in the English Premier League. This is his website. He will show you some ideas of how to work throw-ins into a team environment. And he works on, Robertson, who's the left back, can now throw the ball, I think an extra 18 yards further than what he did before this guy came in. So he works on how they can throw it, okay? He works on them taking quick throw-ins. Optimal time is under 8 seconds. Once you add 2 seconds, and 2 seconds, and 2 seconds, your success rate of maintaining possession drops by as much as 5%. Okay? So again, just think about it. Okay? Just think about it.
What's his clever part? What's the strategy with the clever? What's he looking to do?
It's just different movements, players moving up other players checking two, throwing the ball over the top of them, setbacks and serves. Okay, attacking corners. So, when my team takes corner kicks, okay, we talk about framing the goal. We set players 2 yards either side of the post, okay? And we tell those players that nothing gets between you and that post that you don't put in the goal. Everyone else is instructed to hit the ball below head height in between that player and that player. So now you've made an 8-yard goal, 12 yards wide. And then this player is there to basically get in front of the goalkeeper. Okay? So this is from Anson Dorrance, UNC's coach, was a former national team coach. He talks about framing the goal. Okay? One player 2 steps outside the post, central player blocks the goalkeeper. Okay? The rest of the team must shoot low in between those 2 outside players. Okay? Nothing gets past that. So, this is our starting position. Players wait on the line for the ball to be served. So, that player and that player don't move till the ball's hit. Okay? This play here starts on the penalty spot, checks out, and bends back in. This play here comes across and then goes near post. This play here frames the goal. This play here frames the goal. This play now blocks the goalkeeper.
How many runners do you have?
How many what?
Runners?
So we have near post, far post. This player is more of a trail, penalty spot type, and then near post, framing the goal, and there's one in front of the goal. Okay? We tell the players out wide. One player's going to run over the ball towards the penalty spot. The other person's going to put their arm up, and they count to 3, and then they're going to serve it. So everything is timed off that 3 seconds. Okay? That's where the runs finish. Okay, so that's probably a better picture. Okay, far post run frames the goal there. Near post here frames that post. This 7 forward usually gets in front of the goalkeeper. Near post run. This one comes out and goes back in again. This one holds, and then we have 2 back to defend. Okay, so when we work on set plays, nothing is more boring than just going over set play after set play after set play. So we try to break it up. So we'll do defending corner kicks, we'll do the warm-up, we'll defend corner kicks, maybe the long ball, defending the zones. Then we'll do a 5v2, some kind of possession run on the side. Then we'll do the second one. Now we'll do a different version of that 5v2 run. Now we'll do attacking corner kicks. 5v2. Attacking corner kicks 2. Attacking corner kicks 3. Now, that setup that I showed you is the same for all 4 versions, all 4 options that my team has for corner kicking. It's the same runs, just different times. And then at the end, this is what we're gonna do if and when we get outside. We're gonna do a small-sided game or a scrimmage. We're gonna do a scrimmage, we'll play 11 aside, okay? And then we'll do a cool down and review, okay? So, set play scrimmage. They're gonna play 11 aside. I'm gonna be the referee, okay? Each team has the same number of set plays. I'm just gonna blow the whistle randomly and go direct free kick, right here, white team. And they're gonna set it up, the other team's gonna defend. Okay? Each team will get 3 corners from the left, 3 from the right, 3 direct free kicks, 1 indirect free kick, 1 free kick on the 6-yard line, and 1 penalty kick. And it's just random. Anytime I want to stop it and just set something, I do want them to play, but then at certain times I'm going to do this. If the ball, again we're defending this goal, if the ball is here to here, and I blow the whistle, whichever team has it, it's a quick free kick. Put the ball down, put your hand on it, play a short, fast free kick. Okay? Once it's in the attacking third, now it's delivered. Now they got to focus on the different points. So within this set play game, they get 1 point if they hit the target from a set play. If they score a goal just in regulation, they get 2 points. If they score on a set play, they get 3 points. Now remember, transition is one of our moments or one of our style of play. So if my team's defending and they can counterattack on the opposing team and get a shot on goal, then they get 4 points. If that actually scores, they get 6. Okay, so we're going to promote that transition. That's where you get the most points in the game. Here's a score sheet for that. Okay, so I'm going to be marking off how many corners I give them. Jason is actually going to keep score for the 2 teams. And we have copies of this.
Yes, we will.
And there's your points on the bottom. And that should be it.
Paul, philosophically, throw-ins and the defensive third attacking, you have the ball offensively. So, do you like your outside back taking the throw, you're deep in your end, you're defensive third, or do you want your forward, or depending on the formation, the midfield?
First option, quick throw.
So the quick.
Whoever picks it up, throws it in. And then if it's not on to play quick, they'll drop it, and then the outside back will take it. He's talking about the defensive third and midfield third. If I have a center back that can throw it, then yes, I will use that every time. Deliver it in the final third of the field.
How do you handle when your opposing team caps your wall?
When what?
When your opposing team caps your wall, your defensive wall.
How do you mean cap?
Cap, they put a body at the end of your wall.
Key is for the goalkeeper to be able to see the ball. Now, the rule is they've got to be, what, 3 steps away from a defensive wall? They're not allowed to stand next to it?
No, they can stand next to you.
Okay, I know in the Premier League, they have to stand at least 2 or 3 steps away from any wall. Whether they're using the key, I'm not sure. Okay? But if they do that, not much I can do. They're gonna have to move at some point. The goalkeeper has to be in that
Well,
spot.
some philosophies, you take one of your players and put them outside of their player, and they become part of the wall.
I'm dealing with 12 and 13-year-olds.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Paul, I think it's good that you standardize, especially the keeper, if the referee did not blow the whistle, talking about that consistency of culture and language. Late before we went on break from high school, she's out there setting up the wall, and the referee never blew the whistle, and they took a quick shot, scored, open goal. So it's nice to have that continuity between not only coaches, but goalie coaches, training, that we're standardized.
Any other questions?
Yeah, cool. You said you have 4 plays for attacking.
Yeah.
You choose which one, or do you need to play?
The ages I coach, the older ones, I may give them the option. One of the options is slightly different. So growing up in England, if you didn't put your name on the ball when you went to attack it, if you called mine, it was an indirect free kick to they call it ungentlemanly conduct. Okay? So we always had to call our name. Female players have a hard time communicating loud and calling their name, at least in my experience. Okay? So instead of the word leave it or mine, we use the name Sid. So if your team calls Sid, then you know someone's going to go get it. Whoever calls Sid is going to get the ball. So on one of our options for a corner kick, okay, one player will run at the ball. It's a pass to the penalty spot. The first player will sit by stepping over the ball, and the second player in line will hit it. So the only way we can call that depends on how the other team's set up. I'm not sure under 12s and 13 is quite ready to recognize that. So I will call that in the hot zone. Any other questions? No? Okay, so we're gonna see this set play game outside. We're just gonna go out. We'll have 2 teams play. I'll be the referee, random calls. They're just gonna set up and play. Okay?